So, hello everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, thanks again for being here with us for another edition of Soccer Hub Talks. So, first of all, before we start, I ask you guys to put some information about yourselves, like your country and your job in football, in the chat box. Also, to click on the like button to see if everything is okay with the audio and with the video. And please feel free to ask the questions. So, as you can see, today we have a very special guest. So we have Simona Petkova, who is an international player for Bulgaria and also played in different countries such as England, Italy, or Switzerland, where she represented Lugano last season. Simona with us to talk about how hard it can be to become a professional footballer, especially as a woman. She challenged all the odds as the subject of today. And well done, Simona. Congratulations for make it and to make your dream come true. And I'm sure for many years you will still be able to do what you enjoy. So Simona also released a book recently where she talks about her career and how hard it is to reach the dream and to becoming a professional player like we spoke. So welcome, Simona. Thank you for accepting our invitation and being here, sharing with us your story, a bit of your story and your past so far in football. It's great to have you here with us, and especially on the way that you accepted straight away and you are willing to share your things. Welcome.
Good evening. Thank you so much for the invitation. It's a big pleasure and honor to speak with you. I'm very excited, and I hope we to be useful for your crowd and people are open to ask some questions. And yeah, thank you so much for having me here today.
Oh, thank you for being here. So it's our pleasure, of course, and it will be, and it's always interesting to share these things, and especially your perspective. Thank you for being open for that. So Simona, usually what I do like a scout. I'm a scout. People, as they know, I'm a football scout. I'm gonna do like a scouting profile. I do on former players and current players. So I'm gonna do like a perspective as a scout of you as a player. Okay, it's a challenge for me, but in the end, you can tell me if you agree or not. So Simona plays mainly as a winger, although she can play also in different positions due to her tactical knowledge, technical and physically strong. Although you don't look strong physically, but you are a fighter inside the pitch. You are the first one to defend and pressing high on the pitch also, and not giving any ball as lost. You like to assume the offensive game. You are a skillful player, and you like to have the ball, bringing your team up on the pitch and giving the example to your teammates. You are a fearless player that gives everything inside the pitch to contribute to your team's success. You are also a player that likes not only to score goals, but also you also do score, of course, but you also like to assist your teammates and participate in all the game moments. In resume, you are a very complete player with a high competitive level. So this is my perspective, okay, for what I watched. Do you agree with it, first of all?
Thank you. Yes, of course. I want to say just one thing. For me, it's a team game, so I'm not egoist on the pitch.
Yeah.
And then I try my best, even when we lose the game. How you say, even 93 minutes we lose 5-0. I don't care about the results. I try to push my team and to do my best in every situation.
Yeah, for sure.
I 100% agree with your words.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. It's my first assessment. Well, one of the first assessments on women's football, but I could see those qualities on you, of course, and straight away the thing that you have, the competitive aspect that is very important, and you see that a game as a collective game, like you said, not only individual game. Although you are very strong, I'll tell you, on the 1-to-1, 1v1 on defensive and offensive, both of them. You recover very, very well the ball, and you also can have your skills on 1v1. I could see also that. So yeah, so let's start precisely with your book that we've been speaking. I talked about, I mentioned before. So why did you decide to write that book? And can you please share with us what it is all about?
Yeah. First, thank you to mention
Ah, okay,
my diamond. I'm
okay,
very happy to publish. This was my ambition, just
okay.
because in the women's football, in Bulgaria we are still amateurs. We don't have money. No one invests that much, and the people struggle to understand that it doesn't matter if girl or a boy, you can achieve your dreams. Second, football is a love for people. It doesn't matter the gender, and I try to show with the book that if you want, accept everything like struggle, difficulty. Just go ahead and try your best. It doesn't matter how rich are your family, where you coming from, your age. You can achieve your dream even if you're 33 years old. It doesn't matter. The problem is that you have to have your motivation, to have your spirit, and to not quit even in the hard time. Just this is the message from the book. I want to show the people that it's more important you to be yourself, not to be perfect, just to enjoy life and to do whatever brings joy to you. The book is not only for football players, the book is for general life, that we have to be happy, and to be happy you have to do something that bring you joy. You choose, and you have to follow this your heart.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing it, and that's a very great thing from you. You know, like to share those things and the way you think. Um, of course, this is more a conversation. Like I was explaining to you, this is not a proper interview. So, do you think also because of what you said? Did you learn actually? Did you learn those things and those values and the fact that you mentioned to do the things that make you happy? Have you been learning that during the process, realizing for yourself, or it was something that also passed through your family in football? How it happened?
Yeah, I will come back. So, as a people, 90% of us are working and they do job that they don't like it. In general, it doesn't matter that a sport or it's
Yeah,
a normal work. And the problem is the people are not happy, and that's kills me. I want to show the people that your happiness depends on you, firstly. It doesn't matter you choose to do sport just for your health, because movement and sports are health firstly. You don't need to be a professional athlete. You have to be fit, because when you're healthy you can do more and you can enjoy life. Secondly, I'm connected with my family, with my friends, like all of us. I'm not special, and I can see the people are not happy. They go to work and they are not very happy, and after work this pressure, 8 or 10 hours or 12 hours, depends on the job that you do, this going home, and the people will continue to bring this nervousness aggressively. The people are not happy, and I was searching why. And because I am very happy, I'm very smile person, I'm with a lot of energy, and I realized this is because I do football. I was
yeah,
working, I was going to university, so I graduate, I pay for my education, I choose to study, and I decide to follow my heart until I have to do something. Until today I play football, but I try to be a good person, to be a good friend, to help my family, and this is the things that I realize and try to impact in a way that the people are not wrong to be nervous and to have problems and to deal with a lot of daily problems. But if you want to be happy, leave it the problem for 10
yeah.
minutes, 15 minutes, and do something that brings you joy. And this is the way that I'm thinking, and I try to give to the people this idea. So I don't say you have to do something. No, you choose. But when you choose inside of your heart, you can feel calm, you can be feel happy. It can be 15 minutes, but 15 minutes, he give you 15 minutes just for a joy. It's a small amount of 24 hours a day, but it's still something that you can feel. And this, if you do every day, you will feel the difference, and you will be more happy, you will do your job more easily, you will be connected with more people, because you see, when you see one smile girl, one smile person, you feel connection. If you see someone that's very angry, you don't want even to disturb them. Are
Yeah.
you agree with me, or?
Yeah. This is a conversation. You can also interview me. Yeah, I agree 100% with you. Also, I'm lucky because I do what I enjoy also, and it's not an easy way to choose, but it's you need to take responsibility for your choices, but it's a way that you are closer to to your happiness, and you need to take some decisions. And I agree to explain you why, because I'm lucky that I can choose the people that I interview. So I interview people that I identify myself with, that I admire somehow, and also, like you said, if you do the things like that, and you bring people naturally come to your life, people that actually are interesting to talk about and to share those things, and that's important also for here. But yeah, but that's very interesting that you think about that way. And for sure, guys, I don't know, your book will be also in English, I believe, so no, at some point.
Yes, I'm working on it. So I wait for the translator, because it's not easy. Here in Bulgaria, the people are busy, and
Okay.
they need time to do the translation. Second thing is how to deal with the, I don't know, to send the Amazon, or how
Yeah.
is the best way for me, because the book is very small and you have to pay a lot of taxes, and
Yeah.
it's very expensive. I have no, how to say, people behind me. This is absolutely my idea, it's my ambition, and I'm doing with my small budget. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to save some money, and when I'm ready, I will put the book in English for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I'm waiting for on that for sure. And we have the chance to have a quick talk before. And well, I will tell this. I hope you don't take it wrong, but I thought it was very very altruistic and a great attitude from you that you've been offering the book to young players in Bulgaria also, and so they can read and they can see a bit of how the things go, because sometimes we need some people need an example, or they need a push to understand that it's possible. If the others can make it, we can also make it. So a decision that probably it wasn't easy. It was like we said, like is the subject today against all odds. So yeah, so we just took the risk, took the chances, and you are here. So they can also see that part. I hope you don't take it wrong, I'm sharing this because I think it's beautiful from you to do that, and especially to young kids. And it's also a subject that we'll be talking in a few programs from now. I'll be talking about it, how important it is sometimes, small gestures, small things that you can do for young players. And I also had a player that had a brilliant career that did something very small for me that I still remember today, and we still keep in touch after so many years. So those things are fantastic. So that's great from you. So let's start. Let's go a bit to the beginning of your career. So with what age did you start to play? And was football your first option? Okay. Did you have any influence from your family or in choosing football? Did you practice other sports? Do you have any other people in family that play sports or play football in this case?
Let's start. My family is very big, so my
Okay.
mom have 7 kids, and
Okay.
I was growing up in a very poor background. I have no father. Like the father of me doesn't take care of me as a child, so it
Okay.
was we were struggling financially. I was doing sport only at school. I'd never been in a sports team officially.
Yeah.
I was starting to play football when I used to be 16 years old. I turned
Okay.
16 years old, and so I'm born in the middle of Bulgaria. It's if you
Okay.
see one box, I
Okay.
was exactly in the middle. And as you
Okay.
know, women's football, it's not very the team are not very rich, so they find a place to be good for all the teams, and that was in the middle of Bulgaria. And
Okay.
my town was the host of the tournament.
Okay.
And after the first 3 games, one coach called me and say, Simona, I see you. You play with the boys. We are going to host a tournament for women's football. Do you want to join the team? And I say, of course, yes. And there was only the girls from handball. My town is very famous, and there is a very good team here. And most of the girls are playing handball. But me, I was not interested in handball, so I was playing with the boys, but I never practiced officially. I was playing with my brothers, but it was only friendly because the coach said to me, Simona, you're a girl, you cannot play with the boys. Like, it's not possible to play a game. So I was
Yeah. Yeah.
very disappointed, but I keep going. I was playing football at school, on the street. You know, in 10 years ago, it wasn't that artificial grass.
Yeah.
There
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
no synthetic pitches. There was only a ball and whatever you choose to play for the goal. That was it.
Yeah.
And working me after the first 3 games with my town, I being the captain, I take the armband.
Okay.
I was different from the other girls because I was playing on the street, but he was playing football. I know how to kick the ball. And
Yeah.
after the first game, the national team coach came to me, spoke with my coach, spoke with my mom, and they asked me, "Do you want to join the national team under 17, under 19? And you have a future, you have a big potential. If you want to play football, we are open to help you." And I say yes, and I joined the national team 1 week after the tournament. We have a friendly game against Greece, and this was my debut on the big pitch because 10 years ago in Bulgaria, when you play tournament under 17, you play on the half pitch,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
you play two times 20 minutes. It wasn't the proper pitch, it was a proper game, 45 minutes.
Yeah.
So for me it was a shock. 1 week after I was playing here in my town, I go to the national team. The boys and the people at school was very happy, was shocked how it's possible to play for the national team.
Yeah.
It was a big experience for me, and I say to my mom, wow, that's crazy. I want to play football, I want to earn money with football. One day I
Yeah.
will. And I promised to my mom and to myself that I will try my best to achieve these dreams.
That's fantastic. Thank you for sharing your story. That's a beautiful story, and it's interesting actually that you touched some points that, of course, we know that women's football is still not so much developed like men's football. Of course, we know that there are differences, as much as we don't want to assume there are a lot. And it's interesting because, like you said, the first big matches you had was with the national team. So.
Yes.
Not in a club, and that reminds me some webinar, some interview that I did with the best player in the world of beach soccer. You know that is Majer. It's called Majer, and he also started to play beach soccer on also in the national team. So there was no league. So he was invited one day suddenly, like he was already, I think, 18 or 19. He never played before. He said, "No, I didn't even know the rules. To be honest with you, they invited me for a tournament. I went, and he was the best player in the world of football beach soccer history." And the same thing happens sometimes in football in Africa, that some countries, they don't have actually like a proper league in the country. So they go around and they scout the players, and then they call them to the youth national teams. So that's
Yeah.
also the same process. So I believe, of course, we believe and we hope that in a few years the things in women's football will also become like more professional, and like the way that you achieved. So so we have here a question. So Monish Kumar, hi Monish. First of all, thank you for your question. I'm dealing with this type of problems regarding these mental problems. Any tips you can give me in terms of the mental part? What?
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
It's sorry to interrupt you. The problem is even for the girls, it's more easy to lose motivation because for the boys, you have a future. You see Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe. They take a millions. They solve their wife for 3 years playing. But for us, for the girls, you play for wife and you take nothing. Firstly, secondly, people judge you so badly, which is very very how to say unacceptable because no one come to me. I was working full-time job. I was playing Monday to Friday. I was practice with my team, and then I play game on Saturday. And the people come and judge me on Saturday. No one asks me, "Are you tired? Why you miss this situation? You cannot do one cross, idiot," and etc.
Yeah, yeah,
etc.
yeah.
So the problem is you have to deal, and the coach. I think this is the coach work, and they have to have a conversation with the girls or with the boys. It doesn't matter. So you have to be athletic to defend yourself. It doesn't matter. You miss the situation. Let it go. I know it's hard, but what's the point if you already affected from one mistake, and once someone scream on you, that's make a double trouble for you. It's very unacceptable. The problem is it's our responsibility as adult to explain to the kids. I can't say kids because girl boys for me is absolutely the same. I was working with the boys and with the girls, and I don't judge. This is the kids, and especially for them, it's very important the way that you treat them mentally. They are
Yeah.
growing. They are looking at you as a coach. Firstly, secondly, this is the parents' problem as well. So the parents have to have no part from the practice and from the games, but at home they can't speak and they can't teach because you have your kids, you're a coach and you're a coach for 2 hours, but you're example for one whole life. So it's our responsibility to prepare and to work for this because the mental health it's more important than the physically. You can be physically very strong, technically amazing, but if you are not have here mentally, you lose the point, you lose everything. So it's how you say sport is not just one street. Sport is one how to say ball with a lot of sides. So we have to work as adults. Everything we need to combine all the details to make sure the kids can be happy calmly and to play and to not be affected from what people are speaking, especially in a women's football that the girls, we are more sensitive and we take everything more deeply.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Monish. Thank you also for your question, and it was a great answer. And Simona, you touched a very interesting point also that you mentioned also in the beginning, that is saying accept the mistakes also, accepting that you make mistakes and not trying to be perfect. That sometimes can be also something. There is a lot of pressure in the society in general in these days, not only in football, for everybody to be perfect, and especially with the kids. Do you see that, for example, a phenomenon that is happening, we also had a chance to talk about before in the previous webinar, is about the parents that make a lot of pressure, or for instance, the coaches that they only see the part of winning, even when you are on youth teams. And I've been working also in youth teams, and many times they put the victories, the results ahead of actually to manage how to train a player. It's behind the player there's a person, especially in those ages. That is important. So do you also see that part on the women's football, the way that they also see more the results than actually to form and to train the children, or not, the kids, or not?
Yes, so the winning mentality, we can say that it's very important. But for me, this is in a high professional level. When you
Yeah,
work with the kids and with the people who have to grow and to understand and to learn, victory, you have to be not the first idea. It's important to win. Yes, you cannot go with the idea to lose, of
yeah,
course.
of course.
But for the kids, it's more important to play, to enjoy, because this is the game. You have to enjoy. If you're sad, what's the point? Like, why you
Yeah.
play if you're sad? Yes, of course, when you lose, you're not happy. For me, it's not happy loser. For me, it doesn't work like that. I don't like losing, and no one like it. That's for sure. But
Yeah.
for the kids, they have to understand. For them, and kids have to know that it's no one game could decide your future. It's your practice every single day, because the game is the top of the ice cream. It's the biggest joy. But before that, it's a work, it's a process, it's a learning. You have to grow up. It's a lot of things behind. So I would say that the same. It's our part as adults to teach these things. And when we decide to have a team and to work with the girls or with the boys, we have to know what's the point of our what we have to achieve. If you want to work only with the professional players, yes, of course, winning is the top, because if you don't win, you lose, and someone is going to take your job as a coach, or sports director can be changed, and you have to buy better players. Of course, this is a different topic, but back to the kids, the winning is have to be not the first idea for sure.
Yeah, for sure. It's also to teach them, to improve, and also how to deal with the defeat so they can become stronger, and also how to deal with the defeat. It's important sometimes also to know how to deal it inside and mentally. It's important. So tell us a bit about your first professional experience. Was it when you moved to England to play for Leeds?
Not yet. I was
Okay.
thinking. So I
Okay.
graduated the best university.
Okay.
I'm of education. I'm a PT sports teacher for school. I don't know how to
Yeah,
say in
yeah,
English in
yeah.
exactly. So I can work at school with the
Okay.
kids. And I went for experience in England. But back then, Leeds were in a fourth division of England.
Okay.
There were no professional contracts, so I went there. But I was struggle with the documents. I didn't know the language. It was my first crash. I was, wow, what's going on? Because in Bulgaria, I was working, I was playing football, I was independent, I have everything. Like I was, I had happy wife. It wasn't good. I have no free time. I was enjoying football. I was working, and I have no time even for my family. But I was doing whatever I want just to make
Yeah.
sure I'm ready for my games on Saturday, and I'm ready to give my best for every single practice. In England, I was practiced twice for a week, and I have one game on Sunday. The rest of my days, I was free. I have earned no money, and I was not knowing English, so it was very hard for me. I used the first 6 months to learn the language and to try to find a job, because only with football you cannot survive in England.
Yeah.
Secondly, I had a good offer from Watford.
Yeah.
So when you play in England, the people are seeing you. So I make a difference with my team, and Watford called me for trial. I didn't know how the things are in London. Can you imagine the girl from Gabrovo, from middle in Bulgaria, go to live in London and to work and to play for Watford ladies? It was a very big jump. And Watford was a semi-pro. Still
Okay.
today, they're semi-pro. So you cannot live only with
Mhm.
salary from football. If
Yeah.
you play in the first league in England today, yes, you can be you can solve your wife. But before, it was not possible. So it wasn't my first professional contract.
Okay.
Now my first professional contract was last year with Lugano. That was a
Okay.
paperwork officially that I was a contract, and this is my job. So 10 years before, I was dreaming about this contract. I don't care about the money, about the numbers or something. I was care about the paper just for
Yeah.
my satisfaction. In England, I was playing. In Italy, I was playing, but I had never had this full professional contract.
Okay, that's a great story. I'm speechless because especially to move, like to England, because I've been living in England also 5 years, and I moved, and it's also an adaptation. Is always an adaptation, but I knew the language, especially for someone that doesn't know the language, it's very hard. But you moved, I believe, in 2016, yeah, and
Yes.
and your English is perfect, so you've been learning quite quickly, and yeah, that's also important thing for adaptation. In terms, now you can pretty much play anywhere in the world because you speak
I
English, and
hope.
yeah, you can pretty much choose where to play. It's also something that is good to have for the players, and opens more doors, of course. And that's interesting. But yeah, it's not actually easy. So it took you 10 years for you to achieve your dream, let's say in that way. And what, like you mentioned, and very well, people only see the top of the things. They see the top of the ice cream or iceberg or whatever, but they don't see all the work that you do behind. Even with Ronaldo, with other players, with Messi, you only see the final product. You don't see all the work that they've been doing. So that part, have you ever of course, probably it came to your mind to give up at some point. Have you ever thought about giving up or not
Of
during the
course, I
process?
had. Of course, every athlete had this moment. It was very hard for me, and for this reason, I try to explain my story and to give motivation to the people. How you say yes. If you're on the top, if everybody see you smile, you have a pictures, you are muscle, you play in a high level football. But 10 years ago, if you see me, small girl, study, university, go to football, play football, enjoy Saturday, Sunday. It was nothing serious. So to make this difference, no one see how you work, your discipline, your work, your sacrifice, your injuries, your hard time. You leave your family. You have no birthday. You have no wedding. You miss all the parties at home, all the meetings with your friends, cinema, and stuff like that. So for this reason, I write my book just to make sure that I show to the people before Simona Petkova today to be number 7 in the national team and to
Yeah,
play with Juventus or with young boys, or I play against Liverpool Arsenal. But before that, I was here. How it's you? It's I'm not special. I just work hard to achieve these things. It's this is the way that you have to connect and to explain to people. I think most of the people are easy to judge you, and if you quit, this is not working because you stop dreaming. It's your dream. If you quit,
yeah,
you're never going to achieve it. I had my worst moment when I went to Italy.
okay,
From England, I had a very good season with Watford, and one agent, with a man when I never see him. I'm not going to say the name,
yeah,
but
of
I
course,
was so the people, the agent lied to me. He sent me to Italy, and I never see him. Imagine how to say. I'm not was stupid, but I don't know the word that I say. I was believing in people that
yeah,
they want me to achieve my dreams, and I was working in England. And I was, oh my God, that's my dream. I'm not going to Italy. I'm not going to work. I will play only football. And it was a different story. Firstly, I don't work, yes, but secondly, I don't know the language. There was a lot of changes that it doesn't depend on me. The environment that they put me, I was not happy. I have no my private space. We were a lot of girls from the team. We living together. There was a lot of problems between the girls with the coach, and no one helped me. I was alone, and this agent who sent me to the team, he disappeared. When I need him, he was not there, and I said, "No, I'm
yeah,
not going to work with you. Why you are here? What? How you lied to me? Like, and it's my fault because I believe and I trust people." And
yeah,
I said to my mom, "Mom, I'm going to Bulgaria. I'm sorry. I cannot deal with it." I was so pissed. Was my game was very bad. My performance were not in a high level. I was mentally struggle. I was crying, and you cannot imagine that we lose the game and the girls are going to the nightclub. I say, what? I'm wrong. I'm just trying to fix the problems. What I'm not doing
yeah,
well. What I can improve. And other parts of the people could just enjoy football. So no one's like me. No one want to achieve the things that I want. And that was my fight. I was fighting with myself. I see.
yeah,
Actually, I cannot blame the people. They enjoy life. Like, it was
yeah,
nothing wrong with that. If you go one time to the discoteca, to the nightclub, that's absolutely fine. It's my
yeah,
problem how I deal. And this was my crash. But I spoke with the president of the team, and they say, Simo, you're right, don't worry, it's hard to deal with everything, but keep your season here, finish, because you start, it's your first contract here, finish the season and then decide what you want to do. If you go home, like, you lose, the people are going to say he's a loser, first difficulties, and she quit. It's not good for you as a professional player.
Yeah.
And yes, I say, okay, I will try my best. I was trying to not judge the people and to be focused on myself and to try to enjoy my life too. It's not only football. The people was right. There is a France, there is a good Italy, beautiful part, eat pizza, pasta, I start to travel more to make sure that I can enjoy life and
Yeah.
to fix it, the things that are not good with me. Because if you're mentally struggle, everything is going wrong, and I feel that. And this is the reason that I want to try to help the people who are growing up now, especially the Bulgarian ones, because I think it's very important to know that.
Wait, wait. It's okay. It was the camera just turned. If you can just turn a bit, yeah. Okay,
I'm
yeah,
sorry,
great.
something's happened.
No, no,
So
don't worry.
yeah,
Don't worry.
I'm sorry to
Oh,
interrupt
that's
and the
okay. That's
people that
okay.
watching.
No, don't
So
worry.
yeah, I had this moment and it was very hard for me. But since you pass one experience like that, you are more stronger and you can help others. And I think this is our responsibility. And I try to help people because I know how I was feeling before.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Thank you for sharing. Because yeah, I was asking because we all think at some point about quitting, but it's not only thinking. There is not a problem to think about quitting, but the thing is to keep strong and to keep going after your dream. So you cannot. So you don't look back and you say that you didn't try. At least you tried, and in your
Yeah,
case, you are doing great. So you will never have regrets because you look back in a few years and you say, I made it and I give my best. And yeah, so we have here another question from Ricardo Algado. Hi, Ricardo. Yeah, Simona already answered this question, so thanks anyway for the question. But yeah, but Simona was quicker, and she she already answered to it. This could be another subject. We could be here talking hours and hours about agents and about situations, but we all know how it works. It doesn't matter. There are good agents, bad agents. There is everything, like everything in life. But yeah, it was an experience also in terms of the agent that you had wasn't good, but you was also a good way for you to learn and to move on. And
yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, I want to say, don't get me wrong. I don't judge other agent or something.
of
That
course,
was my point, that you can, how to say, no one can stop you. Even the agent or something, they're doing their job. But actually, as a player, you have to deal with the things that are not going in the team, your
yeah,
performance on the pitch. Is good if you have someone to support you and to take care of you. But now I think the people are more open, and the agency try to help the girls, to promote them, to support them. Before it wasn't like that, probably because no one believed in the women's football, and no one take a lot of money, so they don't think seriously as a business, as a job. And now it's different. Now the very high level agents are working with the women, which is very good. And I
yeah,
don't blame the my agent. It was his way to work. But he was showing me that we are still amateurs. People who are working with the girls were not a high professional and specialist in football in general. And I speak about coaches, about the sports direct, about the agency, the people who take care of the girls in general.
yeah,
Now, in the past 2, 3, 4 years, we have a lot of success. I think the people are working more. And if you go to one high position, you have to know your responsibility to take care of the people who are below you. And
yeah.
this is the progress that I see in women's football. So nothing wrong wrong with the agent. It was a mistake on my side. I trust the people, like it's not going to happen anymore. If I don't see you, I'm never going to travel to other country. But back then it was my idea that I was, wow, I'm stopped working and I'm going to play football. And even my mom said, just calm down. I said, no, I'm going. This is one opportunity and I have to take it, And you're young, you're 22 years old. You know that you can go home back. No one going to say the door is closed for you home. So I take a risk, but it's nothing wrong with the agent. So don't get me wrong.
No, of course, those stories are everywhere. Good stories, bad stories with agents. Yeah, but it was a way to learn, like we said, and move on. That's the most important thing, that you learned also that lesson. And like you said, we all make mistakes, and as long as we learn with that lesson. So of course, I know, and you already shared that you cared a lot about being an example and help young players also. And I know you still have many years ahead as a player, but you also you have a mentality. You think about the things already ahead. You think, so have you ever thought about what you would like to do after finishing your career as a footballer? I hope it still have at least 10 years more. You will be a player, hopefully. And also, do you think that, like you were saying, for people, women's football is quite a recent thing, let's say, that was developed more in the last 20 years. In some countries like US, for example, they've been pretty much pioneers, and that's why Scandinavian countries also. But do you think also to have more women involved in the future, former players involved, understanding everything, in terms of the, like as sports directors or coaches or whatever, it can also help to make the sport, to make women's football becoming, to give the next step, I would say. And also, if you thought about what you would like to do, what is your, if you want to share, of course.
Yeah, of course, I was thinking about this. Firstly, as a woman, we are like with the short career because you have to have a break if you want to have a kids or whatever it's happen injury. As a woman, we are more, how to say, not supported from the clubs. And yes, I'm afraid if I was, for example, if I had a injury, I hopefully not. But if you have an injury, what you're going to do? And this is the problem that a lot of women in general in sport facing. I was working in one program for that. I'm learning a lot of. I join a lot of podcasts. How we meet each other with you. So the way that we are meeting, it's online course. I don't know that I want to say that, but yes. So I'm trying to learn, and I want to put everything in a one program. I'm working on a one program that I want to give to Bulgarian. If some people want to work with me and to see the way that I'm thinking, the way that I want to contribute to the young players, boys and girls, I'm happy to do that. I'm working on this because I see a lot of small details can make a big difference. And the second thing is our responsibility to be a good example. So if people want to be like me, Simona Petkova, I think that I have to give something to them, and these things to be useful. Because as a kid, you choose to play football, but that doesn't mean you are going to play high professional level. But in the way that you go and you join the team, you do your practices, you learn how to be the person. Especially now in this case, in these days, it's very important, the education. And I think as a sport, you can learn how to educate the people in any areas. It's not only to how to kick the ball. It's about organization, to be disciplined. You know how many things are behind the sports, and I'm going to work in this area for sure. I want to be connected with football, with sport, but mostly I care about the people who are growing up and the best that we can give to them.
Yeah. That's fantastic. That's a great project. We need to talk about it, and we'll do. And you mentioned another thing that is very interesting is the small details. And usually I mentioned that small details are very important, and most of them you don't even need to spend any money to put them in practice, like small things, small attitudes, like examples. They don't take money, they don't take any budget, but they make all the difference in the end of the day. They make the difference on people's life, and they make the difference in the player's life also, on the in terms of sports. So yeah, that's great. And let's hope you can do the project at the same time as you play, because like I said, at least minimum 10 years of career.
I Yes, of course. I
Yeah,
hope, but even as a player, when you're active player, you have a free time. So it depends of
yeah,
you, of your organization.
yeah,
I can't say for me that I try to be organized and to structure my days,
yeah,
and I put on work because this take works. I have to be on the computer. I do some presentation.
yeah,
I here in my town, I go and I play with the girls. I present the way of your nutrition, hydration, how important is to sleep, because the girls are open to listen more than the boys. And for me, it's
yeah,
easy. Even they know me. I'm no professor. I use the same
yeah,
way as you, as a friend. I can show them, I can share with them, but I don't say you have to. It's your choice. So we have to
yeah,
understand that when you are the kids, especially 40, 15 years old, they know everything, and then they're open to listen. If you be like a director, you have to be friends with the kids and to show them the way that you think it's okay for them. And
yeah,
yeah, I try.
yeah.
And the same as you. You see, your friends here, we spoke openly, and you take over the pressure. I really appreciate that, and it's a very good way to work. I think this is the best way to work is with the people
Yeah, it's
in
fantastic.
general, not only with the sports people.
Yeah, for sure. I think also that giving is something that we need to be willing to give first. If we want to get, we need to give our and we need to be in the things with our heart, and to do the things not only thinking about the consequences. If we give, and if we think we do it in the right way, like you are saying you do, and that's the most important thing, because the trophy you get back, only to see someone happy that you can change a small
Yeah,
thing, it's fantastic. It's great, like and that happens. Is not all the time, but sometimes you can see it. And me as a scout, I try to do that always first, like to put the player and to check or advice. It's the same as you, but we are here to talk about you, not about me. But yeah,
thank
like I said, this is also a conversation. You mentioned another very important aspect that I wanted to ask you. There is a difference, and I believe that who am I to say it should be different or more fair? But I think, of course, in this world, like in these days, of course, it's equal, like you said. The gender doesn't matter, but the a woman is different than a man. Like if you
you.
have a kid, it's different. It's gonna have changes in your body. Your career will be different. In a man, that doesn't happen. Do you think that two things can happen? Like if a player decides to have a family and to become a mom, or do you think it's possible to have both things together if you manage well? Of course, you need to stop during a time. You cannot play. Or do you see also many women to give up on one of their dreams, because it's two dreams, together. So
Yeah,
it's a dream to become a mom, then it's also a dream to play football professionally, and you don't earn so much like men, like you said,
exactly.
what is a bit
Yeah.
unfair, in that way.
Yeah,
So
this is a problem. Sorry to interrupt you.
no, that's okay, it's okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This is the problem because as a woman, we are not sure how you're going to have your kids if the teams are not paying you as the same as a man. You are not sure as a woman.
yeah,
I think all of us we want to be independent, and football is our choice, but have to be work and have to give us security. Because if I want to grow up with my kids, I have to have a man, but I don't want someone to pay my wife. I
yeah,
want to grow up and to have a good family,
yeah,
and it's not all the money. Like we don't live in this past that the men have to take care of the money. No, we are equal, and the girls have to work And if you choose your football as a job, it's your struggle financially to have a kid. And for this reason, I think we need support from the high level, because the people are thinking about this, and it's a big problem for us. We want to have a kids and we want to play, and of course we have to sacrifice our career. You cannot play when you have a baby. You
Yeah,
can't turn, but if you are turn, if I mean, back to the pitch and to be in action, it's need your time and you need the support, because of the time that you give a baby, you give a wife, but you have to pay for this baby and you
yeah,
have to work on yourself. And the care of the high professional athlete, it's very expensive. The wife
yeah,
of the athlete, it's expensive. If you eat good, if you try to eat healthy, the products that we use are more expensive,
yeah,
because we try to keep our body for a long career and to be competitive in a high level. You have to take care of your body absolutely 100% every single day. There is no
yeah,
break for. And yeah, I think this is unfair, and this is the struggle in the between the women's and the men's game, because
yeah,
the men, firstly, they don't give a wife. Secondly, they take a lot of money. Like, they have no problem to support their wives. But as a football player, I need someone to support me, but I don't
yeah,
want someone to buy my wife. No, no,
yeah,
it's yeah, it's you have to sacrifice one of your dream. Until
yeah.
today, I think.
Yeah, for sure, and it is like it is, but at the same time, the things should be more fair, or to be, if the things were more professional, at least you could have like or an insurance or something that could guarantee you, income during the time that you are not working, because it's your
Yeah,
job, it's a work. Like if you are a professional, it means that you do that for life. So of course, also there is another part, that is that your body will change. And even I don't know if it makes sense to you, but I'm not specialized in women's football, but I believe that after you have a baby, maybe your style of playing can even change, because your body has some changes, and you can go through a process where even mentally it's different. It's different completely, how you get the things, after you become a mother. After, the mental process can be hard, can be easier. It depends on the support you have, but even physically you can change, like I said. And it doesn't there is no time frame to say when you can come back. um, I don't know, to be honest, how the coaches and how people inside football, if they see you differently or not after when you come back, if that's something also a problem, if they accept or not, or they think that of course, if you want to share by your experience, if you had any teammate that had a baby or became a mother, and then she came back to play, and how it is the support, how they see her differently, or people are expecting for the player to wait until she finished the career and give up of her dream, a personal dream, to how do you see the whole, like you said, it's a ball with many
the whole
sides.
picture.
So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
So, firstly, yes, I had my teammate from Watford Ladies, Helen. She had a baby. She had a two, and
okay,
the, they grow up together. But she had support firstly from her family.
okay,
Her husband is a very good, and this show me that if you have your support, you can do everything,
yeah,
but now in the women's football, I think more high position people are trying to support the girls. But there is another point, like people who are competing for Champions League, the high level teams,
yeah,
that the priority is the winning. Probably they're thinking in a different way. Of course, as a professional, you have to put the winning and the medals, the money,
yeah,
but I'm very happy that women's football is growing more openly, especially men's, trying to speak with us, to connect with us, to understand the changes.
yeah,
We have a women's period as well. This can impact your game, your performance.
yeah,
So openly, I think that we are moving forward. As a woman, we are more recognized, and the people who working with us have to understand that the men and women are different, And in some point, we need people just to understand and to listen to us, because you cannot feel a woman's body. You're a
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
But if you listen 10 girls and 10 women and they say the same things, probably there is a truth. And as a woman, we're very honest with these things. I think no one is going to lie. And especially now when you're in your period, there is difficulty, you have pain, and people can't see you. You cannot
Yeah.
hide that.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm happy that people are starting to understand and to connect, to help us, and hopefully in some years in the future, this is can be priority in the women's football to be open in this aspect, and the people to support us more and more.
Yeah, of course. And thank you for sharing that. And it touched very important points that for some people are some taboo, but is great to talk about everything. And that's the reality.
Thanks.
And that's, we are humans, and that's part of humanity. And the thing is, do you believe also that sometimes the problem is that we compare things? We try, of course, one thing is to have equal rights. Another thing is compare what is not comparable, and sometimes we compare like a sport that have different things. It's the same sport, but is different. Like you said, you have other things that a man doesn't have, and the same thing the man have other things. So we shouldn't be comparing. It's the same like in other sports. Women's are much better than men because men cannot perform in that way, or even in other things in society, in many jobs. A woman is much more competent than a man. We have different skills. But do you think a problem is like people are waiting, instead of seeing like football, enjoy, okay, I can enjoy women's football and men's football in a different way, but I can enjoy both, and not to be constantly comparing. Oh, okay, like okay, women don't play so well, or the game is different. We just should accept that difference. Do you think that should be the way?
Absolutely. And first, competitively, if you present your country, it doesn't matter the gender. You present, for example,
Yeah.
Portugal. What's the difference for the people who love football? Are you girl or are you man? What's
Yeah.
the difference? You represent your country. I think in this case, the salary have to be equal. But in the teams level, of course, Manchester City have a one budget,
Yeah.
Birmingham have another, Benfica they have a water sponsor, but Madeira, the team of
Yeah.
Madeira have another. So it's different. Yes, we have to accept it and to work in this case that you don't compare. Woman, we don't take from men. If women's
Yeah.
football grow, that doesn't mean we take from men's. I
Yeah.
think people are confusing with that. No, women's football is just another sport.
Yeah.
Yes, we play football as the same as a men's, but our game is very different. We are more emotionally. There is a more game time. There is a less simulations, and it's the dynamic of the game. It's different, and yes, it's we have to know compare. In any case,
Yeah.
men
Exactly.
and the women we're different. For
Yeah.
example, the speed of men we cannot compare. I'm not a sprinter. I'm not going
Yeah.
to work 100-meter sprint. I'm doing my game, and I'm not less competitive than the men. Yes,
Mm.
explosion, jump, men are more physically strong, but that doesn't mean technically I cannot compare with them. Technically, I have
Mm.
my good touch, first touch, I have control the ball, I have a vision for the game, for example. It's a different aspect, and how you say, we
Yeah.
just need to accept it and to be happy with these things, because we can see the beautiful girls that play amazing
Yeah.
football in a high level, very dynamic, and a lot of emotions are coming back. I recently read that the people enjoying more women's football now because the adrenaline of the game, the emotion, and the girls are giving more heart in the game.
Yeah.
Now the teams are more about money and business than to love the game. And for us, it's different. We always be playing with this. Yes, we have salary, but it's not this. It's not priority to be rich with women's football.
Yeah.
I think no one girl is going to have the wife that Cristiano Ronaldo or Messi having because they play football for 10 years. So
Yeah.
we are looking for different things, and the joy that we bring to the crowd. It's more. It's better, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, if you allow me, I think the main thing is, like, if you're gonna, the trick is, if you are gonna watch a woman's game, you know that you are gonna watch that game and you will enjoy it. If you're gonna watch a men's game, you're gonna enjoy it. If you're gonna watch a tennis game, you wanna enjoy it. If you're gonna watch, like, for example, a youth team game, you are not waiting that under 15 or under 10 we're gonna play the same way as a professional. So you need to know exactly what you are going to watch and what you are going to get. You cannot be constantly comparing. You are not going to watch tennis and comparing with football players. So the things are different, and we need to accept that difference and see what we can enjoy most, because there is beauty on everything, for sure.
Absolutely.
There are things that in women's football that are better than in men's, or you enjoy more. So I think, if you allow me my opinion, it's like that way. I think this is only my perspective. So I'll say that. So we are almost finishing. We could be here a long time. It's
can I just for a second? Can I go to switch the lights, because I don't know?
Yeah, sure.
It's more dark here. It's already 9 o'clock and it's a bit dark.
Okay.
Give me just 1 second.
Go for it. Yeah. Guys, if you still have any questions, just please just write, because we are almost finishing. So.
Great. Do you can see me better now?
Yeah. Great. Yeah, that's great.
Thanks. I'm sorry, it's 9 o'clock already. It's getting dark, so I didn't know how it's going to be the lights.
Yeah, don't be sorry about it. The important thing is, like, the sharing the things. It's that's the most important thing. So we're almost finishing. To finish, can you leave some advice to other women that would like to become professional players? Perhaps some things what to do, or some things not to do, like, with your experience. You are the right person for it, so please go ahead with it.
Thanks. I can say what you cannot do. You cannot stop believing in yourself. Never doubt your ability, and everything is learnable. So even you don't know something, you can learn it. If you're not strong physically, you go to the gym and you improve. If you're not tactically good, and the coach say you are not prepared, you are not ready, of course you can learn a book, you can open presentation. There is a lot of online programs that can help the players. So the girls now are moving forward. Women's football is growing. This is the time that people who have a dream to be professional player, just to go ahead, never stop. And it doesn't matter the difficulties, ask for help. Probably the women were more open to ask for help, and this is going to give us how to say one step forward, because with the help, with the right people around, you can achieve everything easily and to enjoy the success.
For sure, that's fantastic advice. That's great. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your ideas, your story, most of all, and your experiences. And please let us know when your book will be in English, so people.
I will.
And guys, if you speak Bulgarian, just buy it. You can find Simona easily on the social media, so contact her. And if you want to buy the book, I'm sure you will enjoy it. You'll like it. And it's been a pleasure, Simona. It's been a great pleasure and honor. And I hope you also enjoyed. And thanks also for you guys for being watching, and share with your friends, because this is a great story. And share also with all your friends, and the ones that I believe we all have dreams. So this can be adaptable to any situation in life, and to any area, not only to football. So thank you so much, Simona. I hope you enjoyed. And
thank you so much for having me here. Thank you to the people who are watching. I hope we to be useful. And how you say, I am open. If you have any question, if you want to ask me or to share or some project, whatever, I'm open for the new challenges, for the share experience with the people. So it's easy to find me. And if I can't be helpful for someone, just let me know. I'm open for everything.
That's great. Thank you so much. Speak to you soon, and take care.
Thank you. Have a lovely evening. Bye-bye.
Bye.